Hello there, how are you doing? Welcome to another episode of our conversations. My name is Ondiro Oganga. I'm a business journalist by profession and a digital content creator. I love coming on here, having conversations with you guys about Black people, Africans, our empowerment, and how we can rise up and take our rightful place at the global stage. You can connect with me on social media at Ondiro Oganga, or you can come over to my YouTube channel after you're done watching this video. The name of the channel is at Ondiro Oganga, where I profile Africa through politics, people, and culture. Today, I want us to talk about a controversy that has been blowing up the internet. If you're new to this, Harvard's president has resigned from her role, and if you're familiar with this issue, then you know that there has been a tussle and bustle over the issue. The reason why she's resigning, or what is being stated in the press, is there have been allegations of plagiarism, but then again, we know that there is a certain wing of people that were not happy with how the college, or rather the university, handled the anti-Semitic protests that were happening. Whether you can call them anti-Semitic or pro-Palestine protests. But these protests that happened at the Harvard campus, some of the Harvard students had very strong things to say about what is going on between Israel and Palestine, and some people were not impressed with the conduct of students and graduates from Harvard. They called for boycotting, they called for give us their names, and also the trickle-down effect. The fire trickled down to the office of the president, because everything happens under your watch, whether you know about it or not, whether you participated in it or not, whether you support it or not. If you're at the helm of the institution, then when the rubber hits the road, it's the leadership that is always held accountable for the things that happen in these schools. That said, there has been back and forth, people calling for her resignation, and the school board had stood very firmly behind her. So this news of the resignation is almost, it doesn't come as a surprise, but also comes as a surprise, because if we do deductive thinking and put two and two together, it almost looked like she had survived it. Now, when the news of her resignation was announced, Marc Lamont, who is I would say he's a journalist with Aljazeera, and also he creates content and uploads it on digital media, commenting on issues about politics, people, and culture. And the kind of response that he got under his tweet, all he said is the next president of Harvard has to be a Black woman. People came at him, attacking him so much, attacking the Black community in entirety, and it made me question, how does the rest of the world perceive Black people? It's almost like people think that Black people get what they get and have access to the opportunities that they do based off of the color of their skin and not merit. And I think it also just goes to show that the president leaving Harvard is not something that people are sad about. It's something that people are happy about, because of how people of color are perceived out here. Because in the comment section, I read a couple of them. They were too vile, but I had to read a couple just to get a sense of why the tweet was receiving so much hate. And people were like, yeah, just based off of her skin color, we should give her the role. Yeah, because Black people deserve A, B, C, and D. Yeah, because it was a Black person, it has to be inherited by a Black person. Somebody even went ahead to ask, if Harvard is owned by Black people, so that the president's role is hereditary. People were talking about how Marc did not mention anything to do with the qualifications of the person that takes after the president that has resigned, but just they have to be Black. Now, this is pettiness, to be honest with you, because when we think like this, then we're reducing the accomplishments of the person who came before that has had to resign by saying, oh, they just got the role because they were Black. But when you look at the history of these women, they are accomplished people in their academic field. They're accomplished leaders. They have a good history of being phenomenal managers. They've gone through a rigorous process of being interviewed. And by the fact that they've held the job since July to this time, when the protest happened and it became a heavily politicized issue, and people began digging to see and throwing mud at the wall to see what will stick, then it just means that we think very little of people of color. And that's very unfortunate, because I don't think that Marc Lamont was suggesting you take anybody from anywhere and make them the president of Harvard. If anything, the reason why this position is very coveted, is celebrated and highly respected in our community, and the reason why it's heartbreaking for this to be happening, and also why the president said they're stepping down, is because they do not want to taint one, the legacy of the school, but also they do not want to murky or dirty the waters for any other person of color that might stand a chance to hold that office. And to be honest, also because of how the system has been designed and the systematic callback of Black people in America, it's only fair that systems are also created in a way that favors Black people. So if a Black person had to resign prematurely before their term ends, and they've been doing a great job, and she's the first female Black president of the institution, why doesn't the institution want to continue with this tradition of breaking barriers, making history, finding another phenomenal Black lady who's well accomplished, well read, well researched, do thorough background, ensure she has good leadership and management skills, and give her the role? There's something that Viola Davis said a while back that always resonates with me, that what do they call it? Representation matters because it's an actual manifestation of dreams. All the girls that might want to dream that level, then they have somebody to look out for. And also it's important to have people of color in these positions because these are institutions and places that Black people have been locked out for a very, very long time. So having one of our own in there who will be able to look after our interests, take care of us, while ensuring that the institution runs in a fair and objective manner, I don't see a problem with it. I need the rest of the world to change their perception about Black people. It's not 1825 anymore. You cannot afford to buy Black people and put them in plantations. Blood, sweat, and tears. Black people have been able to go to school. They've been able to earn degrees. They've been able to dig themselves out of those holes that they were plunged into with the hope that they'll never come out of. Black people are fighting stereotypes every day. Black people are contributing to society. Black people are at the forefront of innovation. They're at the forefront of research. They're doing a great job. How do you think that Black people have risen this much if they haven't been diligent with educating themselves? So it means if we do deductive thinking, then Black people are really good in the education industry, you know. So it can't be that we cosplay with Black people when we want representation just so that we don't look like white supremacists and racists. But when Black people actually begin asking for opportunities that they think they deserve, then we go like, whoa, hold up. The color of your skin is not enough. That is an insult, because if you ask for resumes for Black women who are qualified for that job, you'll be surprised at the number of overqualified, not even qualified, overqualified women that are going to apply for these roles. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Marc Lamont was right in saying that the next president should be a Black woman? Or do you think that, I don't know, people just think very little of Black people, and it's high time we begin working towards changing some of these perceptions? Thank you so much for watching. I'd always love to hear what you think, so comment down below in the comment section. Let me know if you like the new set that we're using. If you like it, we'll use it a lot more. And also give this video a thumbs up so that it shows the algorithm that you're enjoying our content. If you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. Come join me on my channel sometimes. The name is Ondiro Oganga here on YouTube, where I profile Africa through politics, people, and culture. I'll see you again next time.